Hey there ladies! Question I'm asked oftentimes is there a difference between secret eating and binge eating? Hey guys, Lou here at Empowered Women Life, and this is a great question and there can be many variations to the answer. So if we take secret eating is exactly that. It's an act where the food that we consume is done in secret. In fact, secret eaters oftentimes are absolute ninjas at ensuring no one knows that they're sneaking in towards the devil cupboard, as many of my clients call it, where the devil foods are. And oftentimes it may happen when there's no one around. Oftentimes you may go to another room. It's highly common for people to do it in the car, go to the supermarket and do it in the car before people see them. But the main point here is that it's in secret. Guys, for some reason, I can't see all of you guys who are joining me. I can see the number of people, but I can't see who's joining me. Be great if you can comment #live, let me know you're there, so I can see who's on with me, but for some reason the names aren't popping up. So I can see that you're all there. Hi guys. So like I was saying, secret eating is very much about the act of it being in secret. There's a lot of embarrassment, there's a lot of shame and guilt around secret eating, and there's a lot of rules around secret eating. You know, I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be eating this, otherwise you would be eating in front of other people. Now, it can, yes, link towards binge eating, but it might not necessarily be a binge. So for example, you may be someone who feels guilty. You may be on a diet and you feel guilty for having the odd chocolate bar or for having something that you're deemed that you shouldn't have. So you will eat that away from people so that they know you're not basically deviating from your diet. There are other people who will very much be a secret binge. So it's very impulsive. It's very much about, you know, having all the things that you shouldn't be having. Oftentimes within a binge, it can be very fast and very impulsive, and it's kind of over before you know it. So it's very similar, but it can happen both ways. But the main thing with secret eating, where it differs to binge eating on its own, is that the act is in secret. However, the feelings that come up with both binge eating and secret eating are also very similar, yeah? There's a lot of guilt, there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of embarrassment, there's a lot of self-destruction, there's a lot of self-punishment. Very, very similar, just slightly different acts. Whereas binge eating is very much about, oftentimes binge eaters are very fast eaters or they're binging throughout the day, and it's very much about the food that we can consume. Whereas with secret eating, it's very much more about the secretive act. And you know, people oftentimes joke about people who are secret eaters, and oftentimes joke about people who are binge eaters, in fact, and make a joke about it. But actually, as a practitioner, hey Claire, I can see someone. I'm just saying that I can see loads of people are on, but I can't see who's there. But oftentimes I hear people joking about this, but as a practitioner who works daily with people who are struggling with their relationship with food, I can tell you it's no laughing matter that someone who is going to the supermarket and buying whatever their devil foods are and consuming them in the car, they're not doing that because they're happy. They're doing that because something in their life is steering them towards that way. And this is what we need to remember, whether it's secret eating or binge eating, that it's not about the food, it's about what lies beneath. The act itself, binge eating or secret eating, what it is a coping mechanism for something else. So the next time you think about joking about, you know, that person's a secret eater, they're on a diet and actually they're eating in secret, think about the fact that actually there's a psychological element that makes that person do that, and it's not a laughing matter. You know, I've lost count of the people I've spoke to who have sat in their cars, or when they're cooking in the kitchen, or they come back down at night once the kids and their husbands are in bed, or you know, when everyone's out, and they feel terrible. They feel terrible before they do it, they feel terrible while they're doing it, they feel terrible after it, and they've all this self-punishment that they're already going through, and then, you know, after it, and the act itself adds to it. It's not a nice process for anyone to go through. Hopefully I've answered the question. So main difference, secret eating, the proof is in the label. It's all about secret. It's all about being a ninja. It's all about not getting caught. It's all about concealing your eating habits. Binge eating, yes, can cross across depending on the act of the secret eater, but the main difference is the secret eating is all about the secret part. But yes, it can be a binge. Binge eating, I'll do in a completely separate video, but again, binge eating is more about the devil foods and it's more about a fast, impulsive act. But I'll do that in another video. If anyone has any questions at all, comment below or send me a DM. And in fact, if anyone would like a few pinpointers, if they're a secret eater, as to what it is they can do to start to reduce the behaviour, send me over a DM now and I'll send you something over. Enjoy the day, create, guys.